Did you know that there is a secret third-party data aggregator that gets all kinds of information about you, including all the information that you fill out on bank loan applications, credit card applications, how you perform, how you pay your bills, amongst many other things? Then it takes this information and it shares with all other credit card issuers and lenders. I mean, almost all major lenders and credit issuers are sharing information secretly behind the scene using this organization. That's exactly what we're going to dive into today's training. Today, we're talking about the Small Business Financial Exchange, the SBFE. We're going to talk about this secret third-party data aggregator, the kind of data they are collecting, where they are getting the data, who is using the data, how it's being used to make all kinds of decisions, like should you be approved for credit financing, should you pay what terms, how much should you be approved for, all kinds of stuff you think is happening secretly behind the scenes at one lender is actually being shared amongst them all. I'm going to decode it all today. We've got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. So you probably know about D&B, right? You probably also know about Equifax and Experian on the consumer and commercial side. And hopefully, if you follow a lot of my trainings, you know exactly what LexisNexis is and what they do as well. But how does a lot of that data even get collected? How does it go amongst these entities? Where's the source, the main source that the credit bureaus are even getting their information from? Okay, and here's what's surprising. These are all called vendors of the exact same source. So not only are the credit bureaus getting a lot of the information from the source we're going to talk about today, a lot of the lenders are, etc. as well. So enter the SBFE. That's exactly what they do, is that they are basically the ones that is collecting a lot of the data that credit bureaus and other lending institutions use. So in their own words, the SBFE is a trade association striving to be trusted advocate for the safe and secure growth of small businesses. We do this by gathering and protecting the largest aggregation of small business payment data in the US today and leveraging the power of that data to help the lending industry build a true and accurate picture of a small business credit health. Wow. Okay, so let's decode this for a second, because I don't think I can even tell you the gravity of a third-party data aggregator getting a bunch of information and sharing it with lenders as what they just did themselves. So first of all, as you will see, they are the largest data aggregator. What that means is they take all kinds of data, you can see here, about payments, about how your business and how you are making payments, okay? They're the biggest aggregator of that. The biggest aggregator in the country and in the world of how businesses pay bills, of all of the things to do with the trending of you as the business owners, how you're paying, how the business is paying. And then they take all this data and they give it to the lending industry, as you can see here per their quote, so the lender can actually have a more true picture of you, of whether they should give you money, of how much money you should get, of the rates and terms you pay. So I think this is a very important part of fundability, because if you want to get the most money at the best terms, you have to know where the lenders are actually getting the data. You have to know what they actually have about you that you don't even realize they have. And most importantly, you need to know exactly what to do with that data so you're able to get the most money at the best terms. Okay, and that's right from their website, sbfe.org. So small business lenders and other kinds of businesses become members. Okay, they contribute their commercial performance data to the SBFE, and this data is protected for marketing use. So let's talk about this. So I'm about to tell you all these lenders that actually gather this, and it's almost all of them. Almost all the major banks and many of the fintech lenders are doing exactly the same thing. So what's happening is that they're basically coming in, contributing performance data, how you're paying your bills, that is actually supplied to the SBFE, and they can't be used to market. So the members of SBFE, you'll learn, are all lenders. They can't use this information to market, but they can use it to make lending decisions about you. Now, the SBFE then normalizes this data so it can better compare apples to apples. So what they do is they take all this data from all these lenders, they pull it into one source, they make it a uniform type of data that then all of the lenders, all of the members can actually see about you. Now, that being said, SBFE members include the 10 largest U.S. credit card issuers, all of them, all of them. So if you look at credit card issuers like Citi and Wells Fargo, the biggest ones out there, every single one of them is a member of SBFE. So think about this. You might have a credit card that reports to your consumer credit reporting agencies or one that doesn't. You might have credit cards that report to the business credit reporting agencies or ones that don't. But here's the thing, even if they're not reported, how you pay your bills on those credit cards are still shared behind the scenes with all of them. Think about this. So Citi is taking your credit card payment, even if it doesn't report anywhere, and they're going, Wells Fargo, here. Here's Joe's credit card payment information. Here's how he pays his bills. Here's his payment trends. Here's everything you need to know about how Joe pays us or doesn't pay us. So that's what's actually happening behind the scenes. Now, 9 of the 10 top commercial lenders, so 9 of the 10 of the biggest banks in the country are using them, and over 39 million small and micro businesses are represented here. And over 85 million accounts are represented in that data. So to give you an idea, that's about 12% of businesses operating in the United States are all their information is openly being shared. The rest just don't have payment information to be shared. So there are about 135 total members of SBFE, including 420 portfolios that are actually shared, lending portfolios of credit cards, loans, how you're paying your bills. 69% of these are contributed to by traditional financial lenders. Traditional lenders are Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, Citi. They're the big banks that we're used to, right? These large numbers help make the SBFE an advocate for small business lending. That's what they call themselves, right? They are an advocate, meaning what they believe they're doing is help making small business lending easier. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But these banks all like it. It's why 9 of the 10 biggest commercial banks and 10 of the 10 big credit card issuers in the country are all using them, because it gives them a peek behind the curtain of what you're doing, how you and your business are actually paying your bills. Hey, Liddell, thanks for coming in from YouTube. Chad, hello. Aloha from Maui. Thanks for coming in. Brilliant Davis, thanks for tuning in. And Hassan, that's okay for that. You're late, but you are never too late. So I appreciate you coming in. I'm late, but I'm here, Mr. 420. Thanks for coming in. So anyone who has the ability to report their small business lending information to SBFE can become a member. Now, so let's talk about this. So in order to be a member of SBFE, you basically have to be able to report to them your small business lending information. So if you're lending to small businesses, then you can be a member of SBFE. Members include all types of lending institutions, including banks, credit unions, and alternative lenders, or what we call fintech lenders. Doing business with members of this exchange can help you, but it can also hurt if you do not do things properly. So there's a code you'll see. It's called Give to Get. In order to be an SBFE member, you have to agree to give them all of your data on how your customers pay. But the good thing is that you get all of the other members' data of how you pay. So it's a give to get philosophy, which is good for the members, not as good for us, because all of our information is being basically passed around behind the scenes from lender to lender and credit issuer to credit issuer. So if you're doing business with SBFE members, you eliminate the potential to not have any business credit. However, if you do not handle your business properly, the report members are getting about your business may not be favorable. So again, if you're paying all your bills as agreed, this can help you. Like if you get credit cards, you get loans, you pay everything as agreed, this can actually help you. But if you're not, then this could hurt you. So this happens a lot. A lot of times you get a business loan and you get a business loan from a fintech lender. Let's look at Cabbage. Let's look at On Deck. Let's look at any of the ones out there that are seed capital. You know, you might think that since it doesn't report on your business or consumer credit reports that you're safe. But what you don't know is that if you went to Cabbage and got a loan that's now owned by American Express, but if we look at Cabbage and you got a loan, you might not see it report anywhere, and you might not even think that anybody knows that you're making those payments as agreed. But if Cabbage is a member of SBFE, then Cabbage is showing that, and everybody has that information. So even though it's not on a credit report and you don't think other lenders and credit issuers can see it, they absolutely can see it if they're members of SBFE, because they see all the payment data of all of the members of SBFE. Now, members contract to report both positive and negative information. That's the way credit reporting works to begin with anyways. If you report payments to any credit bureau, you have to agree to give them all of your payment data, not just some of it. So SBFE members, lenders, and credit providers. Some of the best known credit providers and lenders are members. They include American Express, Bank of America, Online Lender Foundation, Wells Fargo. Okay, now what's nice about this mix is we see some of the biggest banks out there, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. We see one of the biggest credit card issuers, Amex. And we also see one of the biggest online fintech lenders, Foundation. So it gives us a scope of who are members and who are sharing this data. Everybody from the big banks to online lenders that have small marketplaces, all the way to the credit card issuers that issue credit cards. They're all members of this organization. They're openly sharing your information. So the SBFE governs data contributors or contribution quality. They check on vendor compliance. There are 4 certified vendors, and they develop risk products using SBFE data exclusively for members. So let's look at this for a second. So we've got members. We clearly know who members are. Members are people that lend money to small businesses. They are big banks, they are credit unions, they are online fintech lenders, they are credit card issuers. That comprises the members. Now we're hearing this new term come up called vendors. And so there are actually four certified vendors of the SBFE. And what they do is they develop risk products, meaning, for example, credit bureaus that develop risk products or credit reports and scores using the data for the members, which is Amex, et cetera. So what they're saying is these vendors, they come in and actually get this data, they make it into credit reports and credit scores that's then used by the members, such as Bank of America, American Express, et cetera. Now, the four certified of these members are basically what we also call vendors: Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, and LexisNexis. So we're starting to get a full picture here. There's a third-party data aggregator, SBFE, that is openly getting information from all lenders. Not all lenders, but a lot of them, all the major banks, the credit issuers, and a lot of fintech lenders. They get all this data. They put it into a format that they can share it with everybody. Then we've got these certified SBA members, which are DNB, Equifax, Experian, LexisNexis, credit bureaus, right? The credit bureaus are getting this data also, and they're using part of it to calculate your credit scores and formulate credit reports. So this is a key place that a lot of data shows up in your credit report. If you want to know where it's coming from, you look at DNB and say, I don't even know that vendor doesn't report to them. How do they know about them? How do they know that information? Well, a lot of it's coming from SBFE. That's where they're getting the information outside of trade vendors that regularly report to them. Now, if you're getting value, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the love button, hit the share button, because this is stuff that just by watching this, you probably will know more than 95% of entrepreneurs know. Okay, you'll probably be in the top 5% of knowledge here to know how this whole system works, because most of them don't know where Amex gets their data. They don't know where Bank of America is. They don't know why they got denied for something that they can't even seem to figure out where the lender and credit issuer got the information from. Now you're going to be one of those less than 5% of entrepreneurs that do. So there are agencies that have a partnership with SBFE. They distribute the data they receive from them. They do this by creating credit analysis products, again, using that information, then report the data to members who request a credit report on business included. That's it. That's how it works. That's how the system works. SBFE gathers the data. They put it into the format. These premier members or vendors come in, the credit bureaus, they get it, they make it into reports and scores, and then they serve that up to the members, including the banks, et cetera. So then they can make better decisions of whether they should give you money or not. So other credit agencies are available to lenders, but when they are a member of the SBFE and use one of these certified vendors, they get the benefit of the vendor's own information, plus they get info from the data received from the SBFE. So a lot of benefits for them actually being vendors and the members using this vendor's data. So members can buy SBFE-driven data products. These products are developed and offered by SBFE-certified vendors. And these products are then used for credit decision-making. They're also used to monitor portfolios. So let's now think about this for a second. So what's happening is the vendors, the credit reporting agencies, are getting data from the SBFE, data we don't have, we can't access. It's all behind the scenes. It's all of our banking and credit issuing and payment history, right? Okay, then they're coming in and they're using the data to create special credit reports and scores that we can't access. Only the lenders and credit issuers can. So then they can make decisions of whether to give you money, how much, rates and terms, but also to monitor what's happening. So all of a sudden, if you're late on Bank of America, okay, even if it doesn't show on your credit report, Wells Fargo can see that on this special credit report that was created by DNB that's based on SBFE data, not a credit report that you and I even have access to. So this is where, again, and how a lot of lenders and credit issuers get their data behind the scenes, and we're not even aware of how it's happening. Now, data from SBFE will improve a merchant's ability to effectively price offerings, enhance their ability to evaluate risk. Bottom line, they can determine better interest rates. That's what SBFE is saying here is, hey, you can determine better interest rates using this strategy. So now we're seeing in their own languaging how they're promoting these products to the members, lenders and credit issuers, telling them you can better determine interest rate by using this information. So it gives us a pretty good idea of how interest rates are now being configured. And they'll be able to view the current borrowing activity and the debt position of a merchant. Without the use of SBFE-driven data, they could be missing the early warning indicators that a merchant might have financial trouble. Bottom line is, if they didn't have this, then they would rely on what only is being reported to the business credit reporting agencies. And that's problematic because, again, 97% of trade vendors don't report credit to their business credit reporting agencies. So what happens, a lot of loans don't report on your business credit reports either, or personal credit reports. So if you go late on a loan with Bank of America because of COVID, and all of a sudden and that's not reported on your credit report, Wells Fargo would never know about it when they're trying to determine if they should give you a credit card loan. But this gives Wells Fargo the ability to know you went late on a payment with Bank of America, even if that late payment with Bank of America wasn't even reported to the business credit reporting agency. So it's a way that all these banks can know what's happening and how you're paying everybody else, whether it's reported or whether it's not. So merchants can then use this to verify the existence of a small business as well. They can view information on one of the largest repository of commercial data in the United States, including your name, your address, your contact information. So they can get all of that as well as all of your payment data. So what kind of data do they have? Well, let's look at this. They have your identifying information, your business name, your DUNS number, your EIN, your address, your NAICS code. Let's stop here. I talk about this all the time. The importance of fundability is to make sure that your EIN, your address, your phone number, your business name, your NAICS code is congruent. I tell you, it needs to be the same everywhere. It needs to be the same online. Your bank account needs to be the same on every application you fill out for credit and lending. Now we're seeing why. The reason it has to be the same is that all of the stuff is openly shared between the lenders and credit issuers. So if your NAICS code is determined to be one thing by Bank of America and something else by Chase, that information is shared, and all of a sudden, one bank can change your NAICS code based on the information they have and put you into a high-risk category. It's why all this information needs to be congruent, especially when you're applying for applications. If it's not, then they can automatically put you into high-risk categories for NAICS and all kinds of other issues, including fraud. Keep in mind, this is why this is happening. One of the reasons that these lenders are looking for this is to make sure that the application that's not submitted is fraud. Look, you and I both have been susceptible to fraud as business owners recently, probably. I know I get it all the time. Imagine being a bank. They get crushed with applications that are fraudulent applications. So how do they determine what's fraud and what's not? Think about it. There's a third-party secret data aggregator that's gathering all this information and sharing it. That's where they get the data. It's how they know if it's fraudulent or not. They're going to take your business name. They're going to run it through SBFE. They're going to get all the information they can get. If your business name is misspelled, if your address is different, if your EIN is off, if your NAICS code looks off, they could easily turn it down just thinking it's fraud amongst putting you in a higher risk category, even if you're approved. They also have positive and negative payment information, the limits on your credit accounts, payment information on lease payments, credit card payment history as well. So if we look at this, they have the payment history on your loans. They have the payment history on your credit cards. They have the actual limits on your credit cards that are not shown on your business credit reports, right? You and I, when we pull a business credit report, we see the recent amount of credit we used. We don't see the limit. Well, what they're doing is they're coming in and actually showing the limits. They're showing leases and stuff like that doesn't even show on credit reports. They're actually exchanging all that information as well. So all of that is exchanged amongst these lenders. And Shane, hey, thanks for coming in. Personal credit is challenging. Carla, yes. What is the best time to borrow from when personal credit is challenging? Well, we've got a lot of training on that in our YouTube channel. But remember, there's 3 C's to lending: credit, cash flow, and collateral. If your credit isn't good, then you want to focus on funding that focuses on cash flow, like PayPal, revenue lending, merchant cash advances, or you want to focus on whatever assets or collateral you may have, which could be 401k, stocks, bonds, IRAs, equipment, inventory. It also could be you relying on a co-signer. So hopefully that answers your question. Wealth Abundance, thanks for coming in. Guys, if you're getting value, hit the love button, hit the like button. Please share. That's the only thing I ask you to do. If I'm teaching you things you did not know. Okay, so it can how some SBFE can help you. Well, it can help you build business credit. Do business with SBFE members, then you know your information is being reported. Positive information reports basically helps you build business credit. And that can help you grow your business, right? Better business credit allows for more opportunities to access funds. So it can be a huge benefit because a lot of the stuff, even when loan payments that you're making timely are not reported on your credit reports, it's still being shared here. You may have increased funding options. The data available about with SBFE could open up additional funding opportunities because it helps the credit issuers and lenders make better decisions, right? So it actually can really help you. Now, as a small business, you're responsible for your business credit. You control what information is on there. So what can you do? Well, you want to pay your bills on time, right? You want to do business with SBFE members. If the businesses you currently do business with are not members, we'll encourage them to join or go to get a loan from one of the sources that actually does. Okay, join the SBFE if you're eligible. If you actually are lending to small businesses, see if you can join. That way you can get more information to make better lending decisions. Okay, you can't self-report your own information, but by joining, you can make better credit decisions because you're accessing everybody else's information that is shared amongst all of the members of SBFE. So credit actions as a business could include getting vendor to credit, getting business credit cards, applying for a credit line hybrid that reports, monitor your credit information as well. Okay, so some things to think about. You want to keep an eye on your business credit reports to see if stuff pops up there that you're not aware of. Okay, and you want to get vendor credit. You want to build that business credit. You want to get business credit cards. You want to do the type of things that help you build and establish a business credit profile and score. That's only going to help you because a lot of that stuff is shared openly between SBFE members. Now, there are a few ways to monitor your business credit. Okay, you can go directly to the actual credit reporting agencies, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. You can also just go to creditsuite.com/monitoring. If you go to creditsuite.com/monitoring, it's only $24 to monitor your business credit reports and see what's on there. Okay, it's $249 a month if you're actually getting it from the credit bureaus direct. So it gives you a shortcut to be able to actually monitor your business credit. And again, use the information you get. Okay, look for any inaccuracies. Make sure you dispute and update those inaccuracies to actually get those things corrected for other people that are going to look at it. Make sure you're adding positive accounts on there as well. Remember, SBFE members have a gift to get. That's the mandatory requirement of SBFE, which means if you're going to get and use SBFE data, you have to be willing to give SBFE all of your data as well. So this is very important to note because that is why lenders and credit issuers have so much of this information about you that you're not even aware that they have. So the SBFE is a nonprofit business that collects data on business. The biggest third party, which means they're not directly the one that you're paying, data aggregator, which means they aggregate all that data and pull it together in the world when it comes to payments from businesses. They are the source. Okay, members exchange information, give to get. Remember, okay, in order to be a member and get everybody's information, you have to be willing to give it all. Okay, and the SBFE provides risk products specifically to its members using this data that helps them make all decisions about you. Data that you don't even have access to. It's all kept behind the scenes with these members and third-party data aggregators. So there's secret credit reports. There's all these type of things that are taking place where all these decisions are made. And the three big credit reporting agencies and LexisNexis are all the vendors that are openly taking that information, putting it on credit reports, et cetera, that you see some of it. And that's where it's actually coming from. So the SBFE can help you building business credit. It can help you qualify for more funding because, again, a lot of the actual payments that you're making are openly shared there, even if they're not being reported on your business credit reports. Did you get value here? Hit the like button, hit the love button, hit the share button. I appreciate that. And like and subscribe. And you'll actually see 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday at 1 and 11 o'clock on Wednesday, Eastern time we go live and we share all kinds of really powerful information to help you get money for your business. As a matter of fact, I want to share something very special with you right now for everybody that's tuned in. We have a very special training that is happening next Tuesday right here. And I'm actually going to give you the ability to be able to check this out. So here it is right here. It's at info.creditsuite.com. So it's info.creditsuite.com. Take a quick screenshot /webinar-50-business-funding-ways. And we are doing this next Tuesday. It's going to be 3-hour training. And during the 3-hour training, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to get money for your business. Okay, I'm going to teach you fundability. I'm going to teach you business credit. But then I'm going to go through 50, you heard me, 50 different ways to get money for your business. So if you're on here, say I have bad credit, I'm just getting started, I want a $10 million loan and I haven't been able to get it approved, whatever your scenario may be, you'll want to check this out. We're going to go through 50. We've never done something like this before. It takes 3 hours to cover all of the funding options I'm going to give to you. 50 different ways to get money for your business. We're going to talk about crowdfunding. We're going to talk about grants. We're going to talk about peer-to-peer lending. We are going to talk about so many different ways that you don't even know are possible, things we've never even covered before. How to get a credit line that reports to Experian with no personal guarantee that's not even based on personal credit. This is the kind of stuff that we're going to be talking about during this training. It happens next Tuesday, February 16th at 1 o'clock Eastern time. We start. You can register at info.creditsuite.com /webinar-50-business-funding-ways. I told you it's better just take a screenshot. So make sure that you are here for that training because you will get a lot of different ways to get money for your business. And don't forget to follow us on our social channels as well. Top right of our page, creditsuite.com. 400,000 downloads on our podcast. Very popular. You can listen on you go. as you go. Daily tips on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter as well. And we have hundreds of videos on our YouTube channel, amongst many other ways that you can be able to get more information to make you more fundable, to help you get more money at better terms for your business. So I look forward to seeing you Tuesday, February 16th at 1 o'clock Eastern time, where we dive into a special training on 50 different ways you can get money for your business. Make sure you register for that. And Debbie says, why I was able to get the EIDL using the UPS store location my business is registered to. Why was I able to? You can do that. What else can I get before switching? Look, so this is the thing, and this is what I say, is that if your business phone number isn't a business phone number, it doesn't mean everybody's going to deny you for credit. Some will approve you, some will deny you. Same thing with the UPS address. If you use a UPS address, some lenders and credit issuers will approve you, some will deny you. So that's the one thing to keep in mind. Dave, even though you can get the EIDL because you use the UPS, because that's not a requirement that you had to have with them, a lot of lenders and credit issuers, you will actually have that requirement. So what else can I do before switching? It's hard to say. But I can tell you most lenders and most lending products and credit cards are not going to issue something to anybody using a PO box or UPS address. So I'd switch right now before you actually even think about applying for anything else, or you're going to get more denials and you get approvals. But some of them, like EIDL, was very easy to be able to get approval. So I will see you next Tuesday, February 16th, on our training of 50 different ways to get money for your business. We will be right here live on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Periscope. Well, maybe not Periscope, but LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, and we'll be on Twitter as well. So I look forward to seeing that training. Make sure that you like and subscribe to get more access to how to get money for your business. And Earl says, before I wrap up, does Ally Financial report to the business credit bureaus? Ally Financial will give you credit because it will give you credit based on your business credit reports without a personal guarantee or credit check. But last time I checked, they don't report the credit they give you to the business credit reporting agencies. But I'd have to check. Our finance suite that our clients use to build business credit has all that information updated in real time. And that's what our data team does, is they research that and update in real time. I'm just not positive because I can't keep track of, hundreds and hundreds of accounts and where they are in this moment, whether they report or not. But they will give you credit based on your business credit reports and score. Without a personal guarantee credit check, I'll tell you that much. And I did check last time, they weren't reporting. They might have changed that, but they will give you credit based on your business credit quality. So hopefully that helps you. No problem, Earl. Thank you. And reporting extra slow, DMB extra. Yep, Alaska, that definitely happens. And it could be a NAF problem as well. They've had some issues reporting the information from DMB. And also report, it's not that DMB is extra slow. What it comes down to is how often the credit issuers report them. Some credit issuers only report quarterly versus monthly. So that could be a reason it takes a while for things to show in your DMB report, Alaska Thunder. So hopefully that helps you there. And Earl says, I was able to get a pre-owned vehicle from them without a personal guarantee. Just wanted, yep, you are able to get a vehicle without a personal guarantee and credit check if you have enough business credit established. But last time I checked, they didn't report to DMB. That could have changed, but we'll see. All right, thanks everybody. I look forward to seeing you next week. We're talking about 50 different ways to get money for your business. That'll be happening Tuesday, February 16th at 1 o'clock Eastern. Thank you for tuning in.